Hi everyone, this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I'm here today with another day in the life of the music teacher vlog. Today is Wednesday. It is the first week of February and it's going to be a little crazy because I am going on a field trip. My fourth graders have been doing the Link Up curriculum from Carnegie Hall. If you don't know what that is, I'll link it down below. But basically they learn to sing some songs and play some songs on a recorder, and then we go on a field trip and our local Philharmonic is going to play and our students get to sing and play along with them. So because of that, I have a couple things to do really quickly. I need to double check that all my sub stuff is ready. I need to count how many kids are coming. I also need to send an email to the teachers about the schedule for the morning and double check that I have enough recorders with these little yarn lanyard things tied on them. I really didn't do anything fancy. I just tied it. This one's only one. Most of them I did two, so I tied it here and then I came back and tied it the other way, double knot, and then knotted it on the side, and easy peasy lanyard. So I'm going to go do those things really quickly and make sure we're all good. Okay, so email is done, recorders are done. I actually had plenty. I was gonna have to make some more this morning, but one of the fourth grade classes has apparently just been off the chain the last week or so. So the teacher was like, I really don't feel comfortable taking them on a field trip. And I was like, that is totally fine. And I support your behavioral system, and you support mine, I support yours. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's okay. Sub things. I always put the lesson plans on the top so that they're easy to see. I did packets for each of my classes. Third grade has the first thing. It says, I love music because, and I'm going to use this to make a Valentine's Day bulletin board. So they just fill out the reason why they love music. The second page, this is what we were actually doing anyway. It's a Solfege Practice sheet. They were going to do this in centers today, so they're just going to do it now. So they identify So and Me, and then they put So and Me onto the staff. And then they have, this is part of my old brass wagon lesson plan. And so we were learning this song this week and worked a lot on it. So they're gonna figure out the rhythms and write them in the hearts. And then on the back, they're gonna copy my rhythm and then make two 16th note rhythms of their own. So easy peasy. I always leave a answer key because I've had kids say, oh, well, I didn't know what to do. And so I don't want them to say that. And I write on there, please don't tell them the answers, but you are welcome to help. Fifth grade is also doing that same writing thing. And then they're doing this sheet. It's from the Activate curriculum, which is a monthly subscription. But this was a reproducible sheet and it has letters missing. And so they fill out, the treble clef letter. They put it on the letter. So easy peasy, and it's self-correcting because if they have the wrong letters, it won't make a word kind of stuff. And then the second sheet, I don't know where this is from. It says Hayes School Publishing. I don't know. It was something that we already had here at the school. So it's a passage about Beethoven. So they read that, they do the word search, and then once they have found all the words, the remaining letters are the answers down here. And the answers go along with the passage. So that's really cool, really simple, good to leave for subs because it doesn't actually require any musical knowledge. Again, I have an answer key for that. If they finish, then I have some word searches. This is also from that same Hayes School Publishing. And then I also have some coloring sheets. This was a freebie on TPD. It's not mine. I'll link it down below. And it's like a Harry Potter thing and it has notes. They have to color by note. And I just kind of put my binder and my lesson plans on top, leave the crayons and the pencils. I just leave everything. So everything is set up for my sub. I actually just met her and I'm a little bit nervous because I have seen her in another class before that I was helping out in and it didn't go so well. So hopefully today will go okay. We shall see. I am going to really quickly stop by all the fourth grades and double check and see if there's anything they have questions about or need. And then I'm going to write my lesson plans for next week because I'm good for today. I am back from my field trip. It is now my lunchtime. So I was correct. Our field trip was super fun. The kids really enjoyed it. It was a little confusing. They weren't as prepared as I wanted them to be because the curriculum was a little bit difficult because my students had never played recorder before and we just didn't get through everything, but they still really seemed to enjoy it and have fun, so I'm okay with that. My classes here, gracious. I told you I was nervous, and for good reason. My third grade, she said they were loud, which I believe, but I think it was probably fine. My fifth grade was not. She said that they were very disruptive, very distracting, that they pretty much just were doing whatever the heck they wanted. They came in, they were so loud that the administrator came in from next door where they're having a meeting and got them settled, and then as soon as she walked out, it went back to chaos. And somebody got into a fight, which started in here and ended up in the hallway. And then all the people in the meeting had to come out to fix it. So, I'm not really sure what to say about that. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about it either at this point, because I expect it to happen. Like, it's really sad, but I know if I leave most of my classes that something like that's gonna happen. And it's really sad because it makes it so hard for me to justify to myself leaving for anything. Like, I was sick 2 weeks ago and I had to take 2 days off, and I should have taken off more, but I didn't even think a sub could handle 2, and they couldn't because it was just like that. And I don't really know what to do about it. Subs aren't allowed to use technology. Mine don't ever know anything about music, so I can only leave like written work. They don't understand. They can't seem to figure out anything more difficult. So it's a struggle. That's why I leave packets and stuff. I'm gonna focus on how much fun my 4th graders had this morning. I do have 1st and 2nd grade after my lunchtime, and I'm gonna go eat my lunch right now. I have some cheese sticks, some blackberries, and then these cookie things. The only thing that they're made out of is bananas and oatmeal, which is like crazy. And then I put a little bit of honey and some cinnamon, nutmeg, and I have like a little bit of honey, hardly any, and put some cinnamon and nutmeg and stuff in them, and they're actually really good. You just bake them at 350 for, I think it was 15 minutes, and they taste like cookies, so really yummy. I'm gonna go eat that, and I'll catch up with you later. Okay, we are in a different spot in my room. It's still my lunchtime, so I'm still on break, so it's still okay that I'm filming. I'm over by my piano, and this is where I keep all of my choir things, like back behind my piano. I have a bunch of bookshelves, and they have lots of instruments and things on them, and I just wanted to show you really quick how I kind of do my choir thing. So first of all, if you're doing choir, I highly suggest having a seating chart. I keep my seating chart on here. I was going to show you, and then I remembered it has a bunch of kids' names on it, so I'm not going to show it to you. So I always have a seating chart. It really cuts down on talking, and it also helps if you can kind of spread out your stronger singers. So I have 4th and 5th graders in my choir, and I try to do like 4th grade, 5th grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, so that it kind of alternates and helps out a little bit. I like to do these rounds. If you do not have this book, I highly recommend it. It's Boozy and Hawks, 150 Rounds by Edward Bolovac and Judith Johnson. So there's a ton of them in here. They're really great. I would really highly recommend that. This is part of my lesson planning template. So this one is actually an old one, which is why it says like December, but that's why I'm over here. I needed to grab it so that I could do new ones. So what I do is I put the date, I put our warm up, and then any theory things that we're adding in. This one was blank because it was right before concert, so I was just kind of like, we're not worried about it. And then what songs, and then during the class I will take notes. So if I'm like, oh, we really need to go over this verse or this section, and we don't have time, then I'll write it down so that we can do it next time. So I keep those things just kind of on top of my bookshelf. And then I also keep a music stand right here. Oh, there we go. I keep a music stand back here, and I pull it out when we are rehearsing so that I can stand in front of them like I do during concerts. And this is where I keep all of our music. I have 1 minute until my class is supposed to come in, so I'm going to double check that I'm ready for them. Hey guys, so it is the end of the day. We are supposed to be able to leave at 4:15. The buses never actually get here by 4:15, and I try to be out the door by 4:30 because the longer I wait, the more traffic there is going my way. Like, it's fine at 4:15, but it gets worse going on. I had my first grade in my kindergarten. They did a pretty good job. My first grade was like awesome. I was kind of frustrated about this morning and having the sub and having the fight and just all this stuff because it is very frustrating. Actually, I texted my dad, who's an assistant principal actually at the high school down the street. So he literally serves the same families as I do, and he used to work at a different school and teach Spanish. And I said, are there schools where you can have a sub come and people don't get in fights and run out of the room? And he texted back and said, I've heard it's true, but I don't know that I believe it because I've never seen it. And then he said the first time that he ever had a sub at his school, the sub ended up leaving and walking out to his car saying he didn't get paid enough to deal with this. So if you don't have these problems, lucky you. My first grade did a great job. We learned the song Hickory Dickory Dock, and then we made some rhythms. So I had them go into pairs, and I gave them a heartbeat chart. This is not one of mine, but I'll link it down below. And then I gave them these little cards that had different ones. They said like bear and dog and rest, and black sheep and just different things. Actually, first we brainstormed different animal names and we sorted them by Ta and Titi. And then we got into pairs, and one kid had to make a rhythm on their heartbeat chart and the other student read it, and then they flip-flopped. And they did an awesome job. Oh my gosh, y'all, they were like working together and they were being so kind to each other, and it just like warmed my heart. And then we played instruments. We just played some rhythms, and we improvised, which I'm trying to do more of, just kind of letting them play with the instruments. I'm not really good at that, but I'm working on it because they need to be able to play and experiment a little bit. And it was really sweet. Two of them came up to me and gave me a hug and said, Miss Davis, you're the bestest teacher ever. And I was just like, oh, okay. Maybe there is hope. Like, this is why I come to school. It was just really sweet. My first grade was good. We did a similar thing, but we did not do the composition part. We just like talked through some rhythms, and we sorted them, and then we picked two. I picked bear and lion, and so we would hold it 4 fingers, and we would make a rhythm by saying like bear, lion, and then I let other people pick. And the 4 fingers, being able to tap on them really helps them get like the concept of how many to do, which was helpful. And then we like played some rhythms, and we...
All students for the American flag, please come to the front. All students who like the American flag, please come to the front.
And then we played we sang Mouse Mousy, and we sang Grizzly Bear, and we just kind of reviewed some of our songs. So right now and then I had choir. Choir went pretty good. I have a hard time because it's during school with teachers holding students back because of behavior, which I understand and I want to support, but at the same time I'm like, I need them to come to rehearsal. And I'm very strict about behavior in my rehearsal. Like, if I hear 3 bad things or you skip 3 rehearsals, or you have 3 bad rehearsals or 3 bad music days, then you are kicked out of the choir. So right now I'm just gonna pick a couple things up, and that should be good. Okay, so I'm pretty picked up here. It's not super duper clean, but closer than it was. I'm gonna go ahead and head out, so I hope you have a wonderful week, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share if you found this entertaining at all, or leave any comments down below if you have any questions. Have a great week.